6 o'clock tonight, an important vote tonight that could impact how IPS students get to and from school for the upcoming academic year.
On one hand, IPS says this will help the district financially, and on the other hand, many parents and community members believe this may not be the best solution.
WRTV's Amber Grigley joining us live outside of IPS headquarters, where that meeting is taking place right now.
Amber, what have you learned so far?
Well, good evening, Amanda and Mark. You know, when you consider busy intersections on top of a long list of other safety issues, that could be very concerning for parents to just wrap their mind around the idea of their children walking to and from school. Well, in a few moments, that could possibly be the reality for at least 7,000 families.
It's surprising that that's what they would cut out.
Concern.
A lot of parents can't stay at home, make sure their child gets to school safely, and work a regular 40-hour week and bring home enough money to have a substantial living. So it's a trickle-down effect in many different areas that I don't think we're quite ready for.
After concern.
As the more we spread out, the more we're going to have problems with transportation and schools and everything.
In a vote that will ultimately impact thousands of kids across central Indiana.
I wouldn't let them walk by themselves.
And will help IPS financially.
One of the priorities I had going into thinking about finding these savings was to ensure we could keep shifts as far away from our classroom and the teaching and learning experience as possible. And so I believe this is one of the strategies we're leveraging to ensure we can keep our teaching and learning environments intact.
The school system has a projected $18 million deficit going into the upcoming school year. Now, if this transportation plan passes, it will free up nearly $7 million, which brings an unnerving feeling across the community about the safety of those children who will now be expected to walk and or use Indigo to get to school.
We used to have a more community effort than we do now.
Norman Evans says he remembers walking to school when he was younger. Back then, he says it was common to walk to school. Although he doesn't have children in the school system, he says that this could be a bit problematic due to things being a lot different now than what they were back then.
We have a much bigger problem when you have the younger kids having to walk a long way to school. Regardless of the situation, you got cars running up and down the street, you got crazy people out here, you have all kind of problems with that.
With this transportation plan, elementary school kids within a mile of their school will be expected to walk. Middle school students within 1.25 miles will be expected to walk, as are high school students within a mile and a half of their school. A short distance that is still difficult for parents to digest.
I commend them for trying to find other avenues for students to get to school, but should that be the only avenue? I'm not sure about that.
Well, that meeting started at 6 o'clock this evening, allowing up to 50 people inside. Now, they are allowing people to come and voice their concerns about this issue. And our Cameron Riddle is actually inside of that meeting, and he will be preparing to give us all the updates on air and online as we learn what will happen with this vote. But for now, at IPS headquarters, I'm Amber Grigley, WRTV.